So you want to learn about sodium. What role does sodium play in the gym? What role does it play with muscle contractions? Does it help you with your pumps? And what's up, everyone? Welcome to yet another video, a caffeine conversation with Coach Scott McLeod. For those of you that are new, Caffeine Conversations, this is an interactive series, so please leave your comments down below. Comment on this video, this content, but also let me know what you would like to see next. And remember that no question is a dumb question. Ask anything that you want. Happy to interact with all of you. Happy to make a video for each and every one of you. Anyways, sodium. If you want to learn more about sodium, if you want to learn more about completely free educational content and topics, then you need to be subscribed to this very YouTube channel, yes, but you do also need to be following me on Instagram. So I'll pop my Instagram up on the screen. It is always linked in the description box below, but specifically regarding sodium and related to sodium, I have already made a post on this. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over that post. So here's the post right there. Shout out Edge Lifestyle. Shout out How to Beast. That's the shirt that I'm wearing. I'm showing off the quads. Let's get to the post. Sodium for muscle contraction. The human movement system describes the collective components and structures that work together to move the body. That human movement system being a combination of the muscular, the skeletal, and nervous systems. Now, neural activation represents the communication link between the nervous and the muscular systems. So your nervous system must communicate with your muscular system in the human movement system and to produce movement in the human body. So you can move around, so you can flex muscles, so you can lift some weights, so you can go for your runs, your jump rope, your hopscotch, whatever the heck it is that you want to do. Skeletal muscles will not contract unless they are stimulated to do so by motor neurons. So that neuron being a specialized cell representing the functional unit of the nervous system. So at the most basic and cellular level, your muscles, skeletal muscles, can be voluntarily contracted. Right there, boom, skeletal muscle in the bicep. You have skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle, smooth muscle in your body. Skeletal muscles, they're not going to contract unless they are stimulated to do so by motor neurons. A motor neuron, just think of that as the specialized cell and functional unit of the nervous system. That's how the nervous system at the most basic and functional level is going to communicate with your skeletal muscle, your skeletal system. Additionally, your nervous system requires electrolytes. Electrolytes being minerals that are electrically charged to help transmit nerve impulses throughout the body. Sodium, yes, sodium is an electrolyte. Newsflash, sodium is an electrolyte. It's a mineral that has an electrical charge alongside potassium, magnesium, and water. Water is electrically conductive, and it does also pass an electrical charge. That's what it means to be electrically conductive. Shout out all my electricians. What? The nervous system communicates with muscle fibers through a specialized site called the neuromuscular junction. So your nervous system, it's going to communicate with fibers inside the muscle. Think deep inside that muscle. The muscle fibers. There's going to be a specialized site inside that muscle, real deep down inside. It's called the neuromuscular junction. It's actually a gap between the motor neuron and the muscle cell. It's called a synapse. The synaptic gap. The action potential, so the potential for action, is a nerve impulse that is relayed from the central nervous system via the peripheral nervous system. So that's just the pathway by which the CNS is moving and communicating and passing electrical charges and impulses along. You have that central nervous system, your CNS, via the peripheral nervous system and into the muscle across the neuromuscular junction, so across that synaptic gap. The electrolytes, sodium and potassium, help relay the impulse down the nerves to the neuromuscular junction. So relaying that message and that impulse down the nerves. Remember, the motor neuron being the functional unit of the nervous system. So we're relaying an impulse or message from the CNS via the peripheral nervous system deep down into the muscle and across the synaptic gap, facilitated by the electrolytes sodium and potassium. Then from there, neurotransmitters, acetylcholine to be exact, take over, crossing the junction, the synaptic gap. That's just a fancy way of putting the conclusion on this post, because the intention was to focus on the electrolyte sodium and how sodium is essential in passing nerve impulses through the nervous system, communicating with muscles to produce movement. Once you get to that synaptic gap, the conclusion being this fancy phrase here that neurotransmitters are taking over, crossing the junction, traveling into the muscle infrastructure, stimulating the sarcoplasmic reticulum to release the electrolyte calcium. Then then you have the sliding filament theory taking over from there. I could make separate videos on the sliding filament theories, maybe some of these other concepts as well. But in short, this is the series of steps, the sliding filament theory, that is. A series of steps involving how myosin and actin filaments slide past one another. Again, think deep inside the muscle to produce a muscle contraction, shortening the entire length of the sarcomere, again, deep inside the muscle. A sarcomere being the functional unit of the muscular system and the specific physical site where a muscle contraction occurs. A sarcomere being the overlapping myosin and actin filaments between two Z lines. Again, that's just really fancy way of saying think deep inside the muscle, think the functional unit of muscle tissue in the physical site where a muscle contraction actually occurs. I throw in some notes here that electrolyte or water imbalances may lead to exercise-associated muscle cramps. So if you're cramping in the gym, watch your sodium levels, bro. Watch your hydration. Stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water. Drink plenty of Gatorade or Powerade Zero, because we don't drink our calories here unless we're drinking our calories, if you know what I mean. But stay hydrated. Watch your sodium and electrolyte levels. And then the takeaway, stay hydrated and watch your electrolyte levels. Just exactly what I said here over the mic. Sodium/hydration is also very important for a pump. More to come on that. Let me know if you'd like to learn more about sodium's role as it relates to pumps in the gym. Those of you that are following me on Instagram, maybe you read this, maybe you skipped over this one. It's all right. I forgive you. Go back and like that post. Save the post. Hit that little save button on Instagram and on that post, because the save button actually does really help Al Gore's rhythm. Please be sure to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. As always, I do drop at least one video a week every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. All right, see ya.